Hello! 大家好，我叫 LuLu. My name is Charlotte and welcome to 你好 LuLu. I am going to share with you my favorite Instagram accounts that I use to learn Chinese. I chose them specifically because they post relatively often and because they're relatively they're relatively modern in the sense that they really represent like today's society language-wise. Like it's not very old school language, so it's something like it's language that you can use every day. It's very colloquial, which I really like. My first recommendation is Mandarin with Peggy. Her channel, is that what you call it? Her account it's really helpful for daily terms. Like for instance, she'll have things like, how do you say glitch? How do you say to get caught up in? Or what is sugarcoating something? So these are really terms that you can also find that you would use in English, that you could translate to Chinese, and I find them really helpful. And because she posts on such a regular basis, there's a lot that comes up, and so your feed does get refreshed. I mean, you get a feed that sees what she posts relatively often. The next account that I really like is called Grace Mandarin. I really like her account. It's a little bit more technical. I think she's also a Chinese teacher, but I really like the way that she presents the language. She'll explain a lot of terms as well that are used very often in Chinese. So it's more about learning the actual language. With Mandarin with Peggy, it's a lot of like colloquialisms that she likes to translate, they're both super helpful. I really love that. And I also really love watching, I think it's Grace Mandarin's YouTube channel, and I think it's called Grace Mandarin Chinese. So I really like that one. The next Instagram account that I like to follow is called Cecilia Chen Chinese. I really like her account. She posts a little less often, but her posts are a lot more elaborate. I really like it mainly because they kind of answer all the things that I need answered. For instance, if I'm shopping online in Chinese, there's a whole bunch of little details here and there that I don't really understand. For instance, there's like a promo code here, or your add to cart is different for a certain reason, or there's no stock or whatever, they're on back order for some product. Whatever it is, she'll sometimes make a post where it's just the full page of your web page. And she'll go out of her way to point out, what is this, what is this section, what does this mean, when the promo, for instance, buy one get one free, and apparently it's used very often. She'll point out these things, which to me are super helpful. Like for instance, she'll even have like I think it was called, I wrote it here, how do you order Starbucks in Chinese? So there's like the different sizes, the different coffees, an Americano, a cappuccino, all of these different coffees. She laid them out in posts, which honestly is super helpful for like daily, it doesn't have to be conversational, to just be able to order your coffee. So super helpful. I really like her Instagram account. The next Instagram account is a little less complicated, but it's really nice because she posts really often. So even though it's, I wouldn't say that it's basic, I'd say it's your average everyday Chinese that if you're conversational, you will know already. But it's nice to see it on your Instagram account, because if I'm gonna be scrolling Instagram, which I do a lot, you might as well learn a little bit while you're doing it. And so I really like to see her posts. Her account is called 加油 Chinese. And it'll be, easy things like different ways to say you're welcome or thank you, or, what do you put, or like hot pot ingredients, things like that, that can be really new or can just be kind of a revisional post, which I find very helpful for myself. The next one is called Chinese O, and it's also in the same vibe as 加油 Chinese. No one's really talking to you, so you kind of just read it out, but it is really helpful. Unfortunately, they don't post very much. They don't really see it very often, so that would be my gripe with the account, unfortunately. But for instance, you know, their very last post is called How to Check on Someone in Chinese, and so, you know, there are many ways to say, you know, to ask how someone's doing. You know, like over here, it's 你还好吗 or 你怎么了 or 感觉如何. So there are different ways to express a similar feeling or different ways to ask somebody how they're doing depending on the situation. But these are also quite heavy posts, so like in one post there'd be a lot of pages, is that how you say it? And so it is really helpful if you want to like practice yourself or write these things down. So I find that it's still really helpful, but it's also relatively, like the level is also relatively conversational. So someone that has a conversational level of Chinese will probably already know this, but again, it's really, really helpful to revise or just see them again or learn how to write the terms properly. So yeah, thank you so much for, I don't know, watching till the end. I figure I would share this mainly because it really does help me, and again, I'm on Instagram a lot, and I feel like, yeah, if you're going to scroll social media for that long, you might as well learn a little bit from it. So thank you so much for watching, and you can find more on nihaolulu.net. Bye, have a nice day.